Hey there, welcome to Race 3 of the DFW Summer Series at the Big Cedar Wilderness Trail in South Dallas. My name's Taylor and I'm racing in the Men's Intermediate Division. Last time I tried something new with the 360 camera, but this time I'm back to the usual camera on the front, camera on the back. Unfortunately for y'all, the camera on the front is angled too far down, so you're getting a lot more of the ground rather than the stuff in front of me, so apologies for that, I'll get it fixed for the next race. So normally I do a recap of the race and talk about what's going through my mind, my strategy, and try to highlight interesting things that happened during the race. But this time around, I was by myself almost all of the time. Spoiler alert. So instead, I'm going to focus on interesting features and talk to you about them. So this first one here, I just went through it. There's this uphill, and then there's a split where you can go either left or right. I normally choose to go left, but I think from here on out, I'm actually going to go right so that it's a shorter line. And here, this time I chose to go over that rock. Normally I try to go on the left side because there's no rock in the way. And my assumption is that the left side is a little bit quicker. I took the right side this time to see, and I can like compare like for like there, but both are pretty quick. It's just like if I have the option to not go over a feature in about the same amount of time, I'm probably going to take that option. I've talked about this corner before where it feels like a right-hander, but it's actually more of a straightaway. And I'm trying to get better at that, carry even more speed through here, but it's just, you know, trying to deal with my own risk tolerance and carrying speed where it might feel unsafe, but it's actually not, or maybe it is. It's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah.
I said that I was alone for most of the race, but I do get passed by another rider here. It's kind of tricky to pass at the beginning of this race because it's single track and it's really tight and twisty, so it's not clear where you can actually like move to the side. And if you're going almost the same speed as someone, it's really hard to get past them when you're not right on their wheel, which is hard to do when you're trying to navigate the terrain as well. So I've been in his shoes before where you're just like sitting behind somebody for a while because there's no good opportunity to pass. It kind of sucks, but you know, it's the name of the game here. This camera angle is not doing me any favors, but this is another place where I tried to carry more speed and take this corner wider. You can see that I briefly saw somebody's wheel up there in front of me, so hopefully that means that I like carried more speed than them into this corner and was able to move a little quicker through it. But yeah, it turns out that a lot of these corners at first glance feel like they're you know, a right-hander or whatever, but actually it's just a broad sweeping corner and you can carry a lot of speed through it. So I'm trying to do that more and more. Here's actually one of the most difficult sections of the course for me. The trail splits, but we are forced onto the left path, and then it joins up again and splits again, and we're forced onto the right path, and then there's all these roots on the ground that makes it really challenging to pick a good line through there, because there's like trees leaning over the trail and roots on the ground, and you have this weird line, and I just haven't been able to pick a good line through here. I've only been out here to do the races, and this is only the third race, so I've really only done 7 laps at this point, and I feel like I need some practice through that section in particular to figure out, like, do I want to go on the right side of the roots and try not to clip the tree, or do I want to try to go over the roots on the left to be further from the trees so that I can lean the bike farther? I really don't know. If somebody is like a local to this trail, please let me know what the right way through this little section is. I would love to know. I caught back up with the guy who passed me earlier, and I had an opportunity to pass him on one of these more open kind of double track sections, so that was nice for me. Didn't have to try to get around in one of those awkward sections. The guy that I passed, I'm pretty sure he's probably better than me, faster than me through the technical sections. I'm a little bit quicker through the like flat, easy, more road-like sections. So I felt good about being able to catch up with him, but honestly it was nice riding behind him for a while, because when you're right behind somebody, you don't really have to think all that much. It's just like stay on their wheel, pick the same line that they do, and hopefully they're going a speed that you like. So I took advantage of that for a little while, but then I did want to get around. So last time my fastest lap was around 18:30, and as you can see from the timer, that's about what I was doing this time as well. So I felt good about that, being able to match my fastest lap time from the last time I was on the course. And my goal at this point in the race was to maintain that pace or something close to it without, you know, dramatically dropping off lap to lap. So I feel like mountain bikers often will go way too hard on lap 1 and then fall off on laps 2 and 3. So I'm trying to like go faster on lap 1, but still keep a reasonable pace on laps 2 and 3. So once again, the camera angle is not doing me any favors, but this is a surprisingly tricky corner. It looks like it should be really easy, but the like groove worn in the dirt, the like apparent trail, is not the most ideal line, and I made the mistake of following that trail every lap in this race. And really what it feels like you should do is start way wide to the right and then cut the corner in, because it's like an off-camber turn and there's trees immediately to the right of it. So if you stay on the line that looks like you're supposed to ride on, it's really easy to feel like you're going to fall into the trees, and I felt like that every lap, and I just couldn't figure it out. So next time around, I'm going to try to enter the corner much wider so that I can cut it more sharply. So right here, you have an option to either go left or right, and right feels kind of like a cheater line almost. You go cover less distance, and there's some plants in the way, so kind of a desire path. But normally I go left, and this time I decided to go right, and it felt way better. So I'm going to keep doing that from here on out. One interesting thing about this trail is that you have to stay locked in the entire time. So right here, I was just like daydreaming a little bit, thinking about a corner I had taken earlier and how much I didn't like it. And because of that, I lost track of what I was doing on the course and almost ran into a tree. Fortunately, it's pretty low speed, pretty easy to get going again, but like it really shows that there's so much going on this trail, so many corners, so many things to keep in mind, that if you stop thinking about what's coming up for a minute, you are going to have a problem and slow down. So that really motivated me to stay locked in, stop letting my mind wander. Like I said, I was aiming for an 18:30 lap, and I'm coming in around 19 on this, so 30 seconds slower than I wanted, but not too bad of a drop-off. Also, I didn't see anybody else in front of or behind me for the entire lap, which for me is pretty tough from a motivation standpoint to just like keep chugging along at whatever pace. I haven't figured that out yet. I do much better when there's somebody in front of me and or somebody behind me to really push me to keep going hard. But still, very happy with that lap time, and hopefully I can do it again for lap 3. So nothing terribly interesting happened on lap 3. Didn't see anybody, didn't pass or get past, and I finished this lap in around 19 minutes, so bang on with the previous lap. I felt very happy with this performance overall. I ended up finishing about middle of the pack, which is what I expected, but I feel like I'm getting faster on this course, and I did faster than the last time around. So I'm improving, and as I learn the course, I feel like I'm just going to get faster and faster. We are off next week for the 4th of July, but we'll be back the week after with more race footage. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.